Hello students, welcome back to NEET Due JN classes, Hindi classes. And in the last session we are discussing about the alimentary canal of the earthworm, and we completed that. And after alimentary canal or after digestive system, the next concept of the earthworm is circulatory system. Yes, in the earthworm we are going to discuss about the circulatory system. Yes, what is the meaning of circulation? Means something is circulating in the body. System means working with coordination. The work is circulation and it is happening with coordination. And you remember I told in the animal kingdom the circulation is of two types: open type of circulation and a closed type of circulation. And now this annelida means earthworm. Earthworm is the concept that we are discussing, and earthworm belongs to the phylum Annelida. And annelids are showing the what type of circulation? Means they are showing the closed type of circulatory system. CLOSED, closed type of circulation. Yes, closed type, which is telling that if the blood is something is circulating. What is circulating? Blood is floating inside of blood vessel and inside of capillary and as well as inside of heart. It is circulating. So the blood is not coming outside. The blood is not coming outside. For example, here there is a presence of one pipe, and inside of the pipe the water is moving. It is indicating that the water is closed. It won't spread outside. So this type of circulation is called closed type of circulation. So here fluid. What is the fluid? Blood. The fluid blood is circulating inside of pipes like blood vessel and like capillary and as well as heart. So because it is the closed type of circulation. Only two phylums are showing the closed type of circulatory system: annelid and chordate. In animal kingdom we discussed that. If you miss that session, you go and watch that immediately. First in the introduction we said that. Now earthworm is belong to the phylum Annelida, so it is showing the closed type of circulatory system. And one thing that you have to remember, that the earthworm contains 5 pairs of heart. A very important question. The earthworm contains 5 pairs of heart. 5 pairs of heart the earthworm having, means a total 10 hearts it is having. In diagram they didn't mention all those, but the answer is each earthworm contains 5 pairs of hearts: esophageal hearts, lateral esophageal hearts. In this manner they mentioned. So 5 pairs of hearts are present. Okay, fine. Sir, closed type of circulatory system, blood is only moving inside of blood vessel, capillary and heart. How? Means you remember the concept of the earthworm. Now this is the body wall of the earthworm. You know that the body wall of the earthworm is made up with the many layers of cells. And you just consider this is the segment number 4, segment number 5, segment number 6, segment number 7 and segment number 8. I can't draw all the segment now. So just I represented 4 to 8 segments. This is the body wall and this is the body wall of the earthworm. Why? Because the earthworm having the cylindrical shape. In the morphology we discussed it is having the cylindrical shape. As of I represented, the marker is the earthworm body. Now the earthworm is present like this cylindrical shape, and you know this is the dorsal surface of the earthworm and this is the ventral surface of the earthworm, which is having cylindrical shape. So this diagram I represented here, which is telling that this is the dorsal surface and it is the ventral surface of the earthworm, and this is anterior opening mouth will be present, posterior opening anus will be present. I am not representing all the segment, I represented only 4, 5, 6. And you know the dorsal surface is identified by the presence of a mid dorsal blood vessel. Yes, along its longitudinal axis, here there is a presence of a big dorsal blood vessel is present like this. This is the blood vessel. This is blood vessel, and inside, now same like that only in the ventral surface also there is a presence of a blood vessel is present. So which is telling that the blood vessel is present in both dorsal side and ventral side. This is the blood vessel which is in dorsal and which is in ventral. Okay, next, as usually blood vessel contains what? Blood is present. All this is the blood. Okay, let's discuss about this blood, from where it is coming. Later we will discuss. And next, before going into that, it contains here anterior opening. What is the anterior opening? Mouth. Mouth is leading to buccal cavity to pharynx, pharynx to esophagus, esophagus to gizzard, gizzard to stomach, stomach to intestine, and posterior opening is anus. This what already we discussed in the alimentary canal, that you remember. Now into this blood vessel, this is the dorsal blood vessel, which is a very long and large. This is the dorsal blood vessel. Into this dorsal blood vessel, from where blood it is coming. And before going into that, the earthworm contains 5 pairs of heart, so I can't represent all those. So just remember, this is the heart number 1, heart number 2, heart number 3, heart number 4, which is connected with the dorsal blood vessel, which is connected with the ventral blood vessel, both dorsal blood vessel and as well as with the ventral blood vessel. In this manner it is connected. All the hearts are connected like this. All 5 pairs of hearts are connected to both dorsal blood vessel and ventral blood vessel. Let me represent with variation. So this black is indicating that it is a heart. It is a heart. In this manner, how many hearts are present? 5 pairs. 5 pairs means total how many? 10 hearts will be present. Okay. Now carefully you observe from where blood is coming, sir. From where blood is synthesizing. In case of human beings, blood is synthesized inside of bone marrow. Now in case of earthworm, where the blood is synthesizing? The 4th segment of the earthworm. Yeah, you remember, this is the 4th segment. The 4th segment of the earthworm contains a gland. This is the gland. And even in the 5th segment there is a presence of a one gland, and even in the 6th segment there is a presence of one gland. Yes, what are these gland? Gland means, you know, its function is secretion. These glands are secreting the blood. Because of that only these glands we call them as blood glands. B-L-O-O-D, blood, G-L-A-N-D-S, blood glands. So blood glands are present in which segment? Blood glands are present in 4th, 5th and 6th segment. And what they are doing? They are synthesizing the blood, and the synthesized blood is moving into the vessel. Yes, this is the vessel. This vessel is the dorsal blood vessel. In the dorsal blood vessel the blood is releasing. Like this the blood is releasing. Like this there is a secretion of releasing of the blood. And now this blood have to circulate. It have to circulate to all the body parts. How it will be circulated? Now this is the earthworm body. You imagine the earthworm body contracts like this. Like this the earthworm body will contract. The contraction, while earthworm body is contracting, this blood vessel is contracted and there is an increase in pressure. Because of that only that blood is released into the heart, and the heart is pumping that blood into the ventral side like this. Like this, there is a releasing of blood into the ventral blood vessel in this manner. You just remember how the blood is circulating means when earthworm body is contracted, the contraction of body wall or a contraction of earthworm body make the moving of blood in one direction, only in one direction. From which direction to which direction it is moving? It is moving from posterior to anterior direction. This is very important. The blood is only moving in one direction when earthworm is contracted, from posterior to anus, posterior to anterior, and that blood is moving in the heart to the ventral surface, ventral blood vessel. Okay, fine. Now in this manner, from this dorsal blood vessel, there is a small blood vessels are coming. These are the small blood vessel, and that small blood vessel is supplying the blood to the alimentary canal, nothing but gut. And along with that another small blood vessel is present. This is the another small blood vessel, and this small blood vessel is supplying the blood to the body wall. This is the what wall? Body wall. And this is the small blood vessel which is supplying the blood to the alimentary canal, nothing but gut. And along with this is the what surface I told? Ventral surface. The ventral surface of the earthworm contains a pair of nerve cord. In this manner there is a presence of nerve cord. Pair of nerve cords will be present. So in Annelida we discussed about this, and which having the ganglions, and it is in the form of a ladder shape like this. The nerve cords are present. 2 nerve cords are present like this, and which are joined by the ganglion. ganglion. Later we will discuss when you are explaining about the nervous system. See, the nervous system is present in ventral side, not in dorsal side. Now a small blood vessel which is supplying the blood to the nerve cords. A small blood vessel which is supplying the blood to the nerve cord. So what I would like to say is, the small blood vessels are supplying the blood to, number one, they are supplying to the gut. Gut means nothing but alimentary canal. And they are also supplying the blood to the body wall. And they are also supplying the blood to the nerve cord. Where nerve cord is present? In the ventral surface. It's very clear diagram. This is the dorsal blood vessel. A small blood vessels from the dorsal surface. This small blood vessel is supplying the blood to gut, and this small blood vessel is supplying blood to body wall, and this small blood vessel is supplying blood to the nerve cord. This you remember. And these are the blood glands. Location of blood glands is very, very important. The blood glands are located inside of 4th segment, 5th segment and 6th segment, and they are secreting the fluid. That fluid we call it as blood. That fluid we calling it as blood. Now blood contains what? And what is the function of the blood? Blood contains, number one, blood cells. Cells are present in the blood, so we call them as blood cells. Obviously, no doubt in that. And along with that, the blood also contains one fluid. The fluid we call it as plasma. The fluid is called what? Plasma. And this plasma contains hemoglobin. This plasma contains hemoglobin. Because of presence of hemoglobin, the blood of the earthworm is also red in color only. You just remember, in case of human beings, RBC is the blood cell, and this RBC contain hemoglobin. But it means, which is telling that in human beings, hemoglobin is dissolved in the RBC. But in case of earthworm, hemoglobin is dissolved in plasma. Then what is the function of blood cells, sir? The function of the blood cells is phagocytosis. Phagocytosis. What is the meaning of phagocytosis? Killing the pathogen and eating the bacteria. If any bacteria is entered into earthworm body, these blood cells immediately kill that bacteria and kill that pathogen and engulf, eat them, swallowing them. That is called phagocytosis. Be careful. Phagocytosis is the function for the blood cells, and these blood cells are synthesized present in the blood, and blood is synthesizing in the blood gland. Where these blood glands are present? In the 4th segment and in the 5th segment and in the 6th segment. And along with the blood, they are also synthesizing the hemoglobin. But this hemoglobin is not dissolved in the blood cell, it is dissolved in the plasma. So the color of the plasma, or plasma is nothing but a component of blood only, na? Because of that only, because of presence of hemoglobin, the earthworm blood is also red in color only. So you clearly observe the blood is not at all coming outside. The blood is not at all coming outside. See, it is only present in the blood vessel, and it is present in the heart, and it is supplied to the body parts, and it is moving only in one direction, from posterior to anterior direction. How it is moving means, earthworm body when contracted, blood vessel is contracted and makes the movement of blood. So the blood is not at all coming outside. Because of that only, the circulatory system is of what type of circulatory system? Means closed type of circulatory system. This is the concept they have given in your NCERT textbook regarding the circulatory system. The one point that you have to written important is how many pairs of heart that the earthworm is having. 5 pairs of heart. Second more important point, smaller blood vessels are supplying the blood to gut and body wall and to the nerve cord, that you remember. And where blood glands are present? 4th segment, 5th segment and 6th segment. What they are synthesizing? Blood. Blood is the composition of 2 components, blood cells and plasma. And hemoglobin is dissolved in plasma, and blood cells nature is phagocytosis. Nature means function. Phagocytosis, killing the foreign particle. This is about the circulatory system of the earthworm. Next, after circulatory system, respiratory system. Earthworm doesn't have any particular respiratory organ. We have particular respiratory organ. What is a particular respiratory organ? Lungs we having. Same like that only, earthworm doesn't have a particular respiratory organ. It is respiring with the moist skin. This is the body wall, na? Nothing but skin, which is having the many layers, non-cuticle and as well as epidermis and as well as muscularis, all those. So earthworm is respiring through the moist skin. Earthworm is respiring with the moist skin. So directly the oxygen is released into the blood and carbon dioxide is released outside. So oxygen is directly taking into the blood and moving out. Carbon dioxide is moving. So it is taking the gases through the moist skin. So the respiration, skin means outer layer is what? Cuticle is present na? So the respiration is take place by the moist cuticle. So respiration with the cuticle is called cutaneous respiration. Cutaneous respiration. What is a cutaneous respiration? Means the respiration with skin is called cutaneous respiration. Directly oxygen is entering into blood through the body wall and carbon dioxide is releasing out by the process of diffusion. Diffusion means, you know, movement of molecules from higher concentration to lower concentration. This is about the circulatory system and respiratory system. And after that, a very important concept and most confusing concept is excretory system of the earthworm. Excretory system of the earthworm. You know, even our human being body having the excretory organs. What are excretory organs for human beings? Means nephron. Now same like that only, earthworm also contain excretory organs. Those excretory organs we call them as nephridia. Nephridia. This is the nephridia. What is the structure of the nephridia? Be careful. This is the funnel shape of the nephridia. Funnel shape of the nephridia, and funnel shape of nephridia is continuing into tube. Like this, there is a presence of tube is present. Like this, there is a presence of tube. So this is the tubular part of nephridia, and this tube is opening out with a pore. This pore is called nephridiopore. All this structure is called nephridia. So nephridia contain funnel shaped opening. This funnel shaped opening having the tubular part. This tubular part is connecting with the nephridiopore. Pore means what? Opening. Opening is seen for nephridia, so it is called nephridiopore. This whole structure is called nephridia. Very good. Now the nephridias are of how many types? Be careful. All the nephridias are same will be. They are all look similar, but based upon their location, nephridias are of three types. Three types of nephridias you remember. And you remember nephridia is not a straight tube. It is a coiled tube. Nephridia is a coiled structure which is having funnel part, tubular part, and the tubular part is connecting the funnel part and the nephridiopore. Clear? Now nephridias is of how many types? Three types. Yes, what are the three types of nephridia? Number one is septal nephridia. Septal nephridia. I can't write full the name nephridia, so N. What is the meaning of septa? Septa means you should know septa means nothing but a line. Septa means nothing but a line. Wherever you find the word septa, immediately you remember it is nothing but line. Atrial septum, ventricular septum, auriculoventricular septum, all this you will septum. Septum means line. So nephridias which are attached to the line. What is this line, sir? I will tell. And septal nephridias, from where to where you will see? From where to where you will see the septal nephridia? The septal nephridia is seen from 15th segment of the earthworm to last segment of the earthworm. The septal nephridia is starting from 15th segment to last segment. If you recollect the digestion concept, I hope this video is clear. Yes, very good. Yeah, you remember the digestion concept, alimentary canal, what I posted in the previous lecture. So from 15th to last segment, you will see the intestine. Intestine is started from 15th segment and it is continuing up to last segment. So septal nephridia is also started from 15th segment to last segment, which is indicating that the septal nephridia is opening into the intestine. The septal nephridia is opening and releasing its waste material into the intestine. intestine. Okay, fine. Septa. I will give the diagrammatical representation. And after septal nephridia, the second type of nephridia is pharyngeal nephridia. Pharyngeal nephridia. Pharyngeal nephridia. Pharyngeal nephridias are how many? The pharyngeal nephridias are three pairs. Three pairs of pharyngeal nephridia. Yes, what are the three pairs of and where they are located? First pair of pharyngeal nephridia is present in fourth segment, and a second pair of pharyngeal nephridia present in fifth segment, and a third pair of pharyngeal nephridia present in sixth segment. Just you remember, fourth, fifth, sixth segment contain pharyngeal nephridia, and if you come here, fourth, fifth, sixth segment contain what gland? Blood glands. Compare while you studying. So fourth segment, fifth segment, sixth segment of the earthworm contains pharyngeal nephridia and as well as blood glands are present. Okay, fine. These pharyngeal nephridias are pouring their waste, they are releasing their waste material into the pharynx. Into the pharynx. They are releasing the waste material into the pharynx. Here septal nephridia is releasing the waste material into intestine. So here pharyngeal nephridia is releasing the waste material into pharynx. So intestine and pharynx, both of these are part of alimentary canal. Both of they are part of the alimentary canal, which is also called digestive tube. So septal nephridia and pharyngeal nephridia collecting the waste material and they are releasing the waste material into the digestive tube. Septal nephridia is releasing into the which part of the digestive tube means intestine, and pharyngeal nephridia is releasing the waste material into the which part of digestive tube means pharynx. Third type of nephridia. What is the third type of nephridia? The third type of nephridia is integumentary nephridia. Integumentary nephridia. In means inside. Tegument means body wall. Tegument means body wall. So these nephridias are present inside of the body wall. Okay, fine. I will give the diagram, don't worry. And integumentary nephridias are present from which segment to which segment? They started from third segment. From third segment to they are seen up to the last segment. See, numerous in number. So integumentary is present from third segment to last segment, but pharyngeal nephridia only present in 3 segment, and septal nephridia present from 15 to last. So who is more nephridia? Integumentary nephridia. And these nephridias are excreting their body waste, releasing out the body waste through the body wall. So one by one let's discuss. What is septal nephridia and what is pharyngeal nephridia and what is integumentary nephridia? First you come to septal nephridia. So septal nephridia started from 15 to last. So let make the segment of the earthworm 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Enough. In this manner there is a presence of a line. Like this, the line is present. Like this. This line is called septa. And this is the body wall of the earthworm, another side body wall of the earthworm. So here also there is a presence of what? Line. Like this, the line is present. The line, another name is what? Septa. Okay, fine. Now this is the segment number 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 in this manner up to last. So you know from 15th segment onwards, there is a presence of which part of digestive tube? Intestine. From 15th segment to last segment, all this is the intestine part. Very good. All this is intestine part. Now, how the septal nephridia is present? So, septal nephridia started from 15th segment. So, this is the nephridias. All these are the nephridia attaching to the septa. Either side of the septa, that side of the line and this side of the line. Either side of the septa, there is a presence of the nephridia like this. Nephridia I am representing with a small line, but nephridia structure is this one. So in this manner, either side of the line, nephridias are present like this. I hope you are understanding. If you please understand, don't forget to subscribe the channel if you are newly entered into the channel. This is the septal nephridia. Either side of the line, the nephridia is present. Either side of the line, the nephridia is present. Yeah, in this manner. So let me represent here. Either side of this line, the nephridia is present. So there the nephridia is attaching to the line. So this is called septal nephridia. So you know, this is the coelomic fluid. All this is coelomic fluid. All this is coelomic fluid. If the coelomic fluid contain any waste material, the funnel part of the nephridia take that waste material, collects that waste material, collected. After collecting to the tubular part and after collecting into nephridopore. In this manner, those nephridias are eliminating the waste and releasing the waste into where? Intestine. They are releasing the waste into the intestine like this. Like this, they are releasing the waste material. Like this, they are releasing the waste material. Nitrogenous waste material. Nitrogenous waste material, which is nothing but urea, we can say. Urea, we can say. In this manner, there is a release of nitrogenous waste material. Yeah. So now let's see. They collected the waste material which is accumulating in the coelomic fluid, and after collecting, they are releasing that into the intestine. Now the intestine contain this is the nitrogenous waste material, and this nitrogenous waste material is eliminated out through the posterior opening anus. Posterior opening is what? Anus. This is, so that is what I am telling, that from 15th segment to last segment, either side of the line they are present, and they are releasing the waste material into where? Intestine. Second one is pharyngeal nephridia. So I told pharyngeal nephridia are present in 4, 5, 6th segment. So let me represent those three segments. So this is the segment number 4, this is the segment number 5, and it is the segment number 6. Okay. Segment number 4, segment number 5, and segment number 6. 4, 5, 6. Good. And in the digestive system, I told that fourth segment contains which part of the alimentary canal? Pharynx. Pharynx linked. If you are not listened the alimentary canals video, first you have to watch that one, later you will understand this. So in the fourth segment of the earthworm, pharynx is present. Now this is the first pair of pharyngeal nephridia. This is the pharyngeal nephridia. So first pair is present in the fourth segment, right? And this pharyngeal nephridia is opening there and releasing the waste material into the pharynx. Now this is the second pair of pharyngeal nephridia. The second pair of pharyngeal nephridia present in fifth segment. Even though they are present in fifth segment, they are opening and releasing the waste material into the pharynx ante fourth segment. Next, third pair of pharyngeal nephridia present in the sixth segment. Even though they are present in the sixth segment, they are opening and releasing their waste material into the digestive tube. Which part of the digestive tube? Means pharynx. Because of that only those nephridia we call them as pharyngeal nephridia. So along with the pharyngeal nephridia, in the fourth and fifth, sixth segment contains a gland. Yes, what gland is this? Blood gland. What gland is this? Blood gland. What gland is this? Blood gland, as of what I discussed here. So these are the pharyngeal nephridia, and they are collecting the waste material which is present in coelomic fluid and releasing into the pharynx, nothing but a part of digestive tube. So both of these are septal nephridia and pharyngeal nephridia are releasing the waste into the digestive tube. Because of that only these two we call them as enteronephric nephridia. We call it as entero means intestine or digestive tube. Entero means alimentary canal, we can say. So that what I would like to say, the septal nephridia and pharyngeal nephridia are releasing the waste into the alimentary canal. Because of that only these two are enteronephric nephridia. Enteronephric nephridia. Now come to integumentary nephridia. Integumentary nephridia seen from third segment to last segment. So many are present. So let's represent how it will be integumentary nephridia mean. So now you know this is the wall, this is called body wall of the earthworm, and same here also the body wall is present like this body wall, and this is the alimentary canal, anterior opening mouth and posterior opening anus. Now this is the fluid. What fluid? Coelomic fluid. Now inside of this coelomic fluid there is a funnel shaped structure, and next tubular part which is highly coiled, and tubular part is opening out through the pore. What pore? Nephridiopore. Same like that only, funnel shaped structure, a tubular part, and the tubular part is opening into the pore. What pore? Nephridiopore. Same funnel shaped structure, a tubular part, and finally nephridiopore. So see, now in this coelomic fluid, if any waste material is present, that waste material is collected by funnel to the tubular part to it is releasing out through the nephridiopore, So they are releasing the waste material out through body wall. These two are releasing the waste material into alimentary canal. This is into intestine, this is into the pharynx. Finally they are releasing out through the anus, but here they are directly releasing through the body wall. So because of that only it is called integumentary nephridia, and these nephridias we call them as exonephric nephridia. If they are opening into alimentary canal, if nephridias are opening into alimentary canal, enteronephric nephridia. If they are opening into the, eliminating out through the body wall, they are called exonephric nephridia. So based upon the function, two types of nephridia: enteronephric nephridia, exonephric nephridia. Based upon location, three type of nephridia: septal nephridia from 15 to last, pharyngeal nephridia in 4th, 5th, 6th segment, and integumentary nephridia from 3rd to last, which is telling that in the first segment and in the second segment, first and second segment of the earthworm, nephridias are absent. In first and second segment of the earthworm, nephridias are absent. Good. Just you remember here. Just be careful. Be careful. It's a very important concept and you may get confused here. Be careful here. Now, as of I told the direct statement, this is the segment number 1, segment number 2. Fine. Segment number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. In this manner 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 100. You remember it is 100. Means it is nothing but a last segment. It is a last segment. Be careful here. Be careful. This is segment number 1, segment number 2. In segment number 1, nephridia is absent. In segment number 2, nephridia is absent. Good. Well and good. From third segment to up to last segment, from third segment to up to last segment, we will see the integumentary nephridia. Yes. We will see the integumentary nephridia. From third segment to last segment, we will see integumentary nephridia. Good. So this is the third segment. Third segment. Fine. Now next fourth, fifth, sixth segment. In fourth and fifth, sixth segment, you will see this is the which nephridia? Pharyngeal nephridia. Pharyngeal nephridia. Not only pharyngeal nephridia, here integumentary nephridia is also present. Why? Because it is present from third to last. So it is seen in 3, 4. So fourth segment contain pharyngeal nephridia, integumentary nephridia. Fifth segment contain pharyngeal nephridia, integumentary nephridia. Sixth segment contain pharyngeal nephridia, integumentary nephridia. Very good. Very good. So here in fourth segment and in fifth segment and in sixth segment, we will see pharyngeal nephridia and integumentary nephridia. Fine. But in the third segment, you will see only integumentary nephridia. Only integumentary. Next once again. 7th segment, 8th segment, 9th segment, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th. So up to 7 to 14. 7 to 14. Once again, we will see only integumentary nephridia. We will see once again only integumentary nephridia we will see. Integumentary nephridia. So, only integumentary nephridia present in the third segment, seventh segment, eighth segment, ninth, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th. Be careful. But in fourth, fifth, sixth segment, we will see pharyngeal nephridia and integumentary nephridia. Next, after 14th segment, what is the segment? 15th segment. You know that in 15th segment, from 15th segment, we are going to see what nephridia? Septal nephridia. Septal nephridia from 15th to last, which is indicating that already integumentary nephridia present from third to last. Na? So, in this also integumentary nephridia is present. So, I hope you understand this. In case if you understand, so please give me the comment. So, try to understand what I said. In the third segment, only integumentary nephridia is present. In fourth, fifth, sixth segment, two types of nephridia, integumentary nephridia and pharyngeal nephridia. And once again, 7 to 14, only one type of nephridia, integumentary nephridia is present. And next, from 15th to last, we will see both septal nephridia and integumentary nephridia. I hope you understood this. Why means? Nephridias are absent in first and second segment. First and second segment. What are enteronephric nephridia? The nephridias which are eliminating their waste material through the alimentary canal. There are two. One is septal nephridia, two is pharyngeal nephridia. Septal nephridia is releasing into intestine and pharyngeal nephridia is releasing into pharynx. Then what is exonephric nephridia? The nephridia which is eliminating the waste material through the body wall. It is what? Integumentary nephridia, which is present from third to last. This is about the excretory system of the earthworm. I hope you understand the circulatory system and as well as excretory system. You make a note like this, that makes you very clear. Nephridia, diagram of the nephridia, funnel part, tubular part, pore. Three types of nephridia. What they are? From where to where? Where to where? Diagram if you want you can represent. Next, it is opening into where? Intestine. It is opening into where? Pharynx. Both are alimentary canal only. If they are opening into alimentary canal, enteronephric nephridia. It is from where to where? 3 to last. Opening into where? Body wall. Write the diagram. And such type of nephridia is called exonephric nephridia. And if you want the diagram, you can underline. This enteronephric and exonephric is not in your textbook. So, if you want, you can write one. And one thing in the diagram, they mentioned one forests of integumentary nephridia. You round that forest of integumentary nephridia and count the segment and in which segment these forests of integumentary nephridia is present. You can make from this segment onwards forest of nephridia is present, integumentary nephridia is present. That's all. This is about the circulatory system and excretory system of the earthworm, and in the next session I am going to tell about the nervous system and reproductive system, and I will complete the earthworm. See you soon. Thank you. Hope you understood the class. If you understand, don't forget to do the subscribe and like and as well as share to your friends. Thank you.